Hello, hello, hello. We are live here on LinkedIn Live. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. I'm your host, Jacqueline Grant, and you're here for The Difference Makers. We are here live giving you all that you need to succeed by getting inspiration and motivation from those who are making a difference in the world through their careers, their businesses, and just what they do on a day-to-day basis. Again, I'm your host, Jacqueline Grant. My company is the Management Academy, and we are the sponsors for The Difference Makers. We're here every Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific, bringing you inspiration, motivation from those who are entrepreneurs, those who are corporate workers, who are making a difference with what they do on a daily basis. It's not just about what you do, but how you do it and how you bring that special sauce and that secret sauce that you bring, that only you can bring, that others need, want, and really need the inspiration to do what they do best as well. I love to be able to share your difference that you make. And if you email me, I will make sure to have a chat with you and see if we can bring you on board to share your secret sauce with the world. I see we have James here with us. Hi, James. Good to have you with us. It's good to see you on board. Good to have you here, my LinkedIn connection and buddy for several years now. And I welcome you to come on in. Let us know where you are viewing from, whether you are here live or on the replay. We know many of you likely are working during the day, but if you are able to take a little break, take a little lunch break and join us, we'd love to have you participate and share your questions. We have a very special guest with us today that will give you some inspiration and education regarding a secret topic. If you read the description, it's the one thing that most people fear, or is the one thing they really just don't want to deal with. And that is, we're going to give you the drum roll, have the drum roll. It's human resources. Most of the time, people want to start a business, but they say, oh, I don't want to deal with the taxes. I don't want to deal with the hiring of people and the payroll. And I just want to do what I do. And that's true. You should work in your core genius, the thing that is passionate for you, the thing that is your gift to the world. But let other experts who are expert in what they do handle those other aspects of your business so that you can focus in on what you do best. Hi, Joe. Joe is here. Welcome in. It's good to have you on board as well. We're glad to have you. Thank you so much. He was a guest on our show, The Difference Makers, a few weeks ago. If you definitely go back into the archives there and check out Joe Baptiste and his guest appearance on The Difference Makers. But let's make sure that we are up and running with our guest, who is Jennifer Perera. Now, she was just in our studio backstage. I'm not quite sure what happened to her, so I am going to check on her. We're here live, so I'm just going to be very transparent and show you that we are live and in person, and technical things sometimes do happen. So I am going to invite her in again and see if she had maybe a technical issue on her part, and we will make sure that she gets in. So give me just a moment. Again, just being totally transparent. These are the things that happen sometimes when you are live and in person. So I'm going to send her a quick message, make sure that she's okay. Live video, live TV. That's what happens. Being true. We're coming on board. Thank you for your patience. All righty. Sent that off to her. All righty. So she's coming on in. And in the meantime, I want to just share with you about this particular show, The Difference Makers. Why The Difference Makers? It's because there are those of you who are out there working hard, making a difference, and the world needs to know about that. Maybe you felt that people didn't really know the difference that you make. And it's not about being boastful, it's not about being egotistical, but it's about the impact that you make in the world. And how can you make more of an impact and have more of a reach for what you do is by platforms just like this, related to social media, whether it's YouTube, whether it's LinkedIn Live, whether it's Facebook, whether it's any other podcast or any other Hulu show, any of the other options. It's about letting people know. And there's a lot of options out there now. So you have to be very strategic in how you spread your word, because it's important to make sure that people can see what you have to share with the world, so that you are not only appreciated, but you're acknowledged by your peers, making sure that you are given what you need to keep going, given what you need to continue to serve people and serve the world. It's important to make sure that you make sure to let people know what you do, because if you're the best kept secret, then you're just the best kept secret. But when you share what you do, and when you come on to shows like this and others get exposed to what you have to offer, then it's a matter of, I didn't know you did that. I didn't know you were so passionate about that topic. I didn't know how you came to do what you do. And that alone can make a difference in how someone perceives you and what you have to offer. And I don't mean just offer as a business, but offer as a person. Maybe you have a knowledge, a skill, and expertise, and it's about being able to let those who need what you have to offer in just the way that you have to offer it. They know they need you, but if you don't let them know your expertise or what you have to offer, then you are actually doing them a disservice. You're doing a disservice to all those who need what you have to offer. Think of it this way. If you have a favorite song, just checking on our guest. If you have a favorite song or a favorite artist who sings that particular song, and you love that song, you love that artist, you love everything that they do, what if they never sang that song? What if they never decided to go the distance, go through the challenges, the heartache of pursuing their passion, their goals, and they never decided to become a singer? You would never have that song. You would never have the joy of hearing that artist sing their repertoire of songs. What if you have a favorite sports player? Basketball, football, soccer, whatever it may be. If you have a favorite player or a favorite team, what if those players never pursued their dream and their goal of pursuing their sport? You wouldn't have that favorite player. You wouldn't have that favorite sport. So there's something that you do that only you do the way that you do it, that someone needs. And if you don't do what you are supposed to do to bring that to the world, then you're doing that person, and there are likely many of those people, you're doing them a disservice because you're keeping them away from what you have to offer for the world. So one person who did not do that, who did follow her passion and did follow her dream and did follow what was in her heart, is our guest today, Jennifer Perera. So Jennifer, let's bring you to the virtual platform. Welcome to The Difference Makers.
Thank you so much for having me. And you were like preaching right now. I was like, yes, yes, yes. Not about myself, but as what you were saying. So thank you for hosting this, and thank you for having me.
It's true. It's true. It's a matter of encouraging people to make a difference, and the difference that has always been in their heart and in their mind, but they never took the steps to actually bring it forth to the world. So that's what this show is about, encouraging you by showing you what others have done. And if you see them and they say, well, if they did it, I can do it too. And yes, you can.
Yes.
So
Yes, I
Jennifer,
can.
just tell us, or let me call you what you love to be called, Coach Jen. Coach
Coach
Jen,
Jen.
tell us what made you go into your line of work and how you came to be the business owner you are today.
Yes. So I was thinking about this as we were preparing, and the short answer is because it utilizes all of my skills that make me fulfilled, but it also provides me the lifestyle, and not financial lifestyle, but the lifestyle of, if we want to go to lunch and take an hour and a half, I can. If I want to go to the post
Mhm.
office at 10 in the morning, I could go to the post office at 10 in the morning. So short answer is it utilized all my skills and provided me the life. If I want to volunteer somewhere, do something, I can do that.
Mhm.
Elaborating on that, I do insurance, which most people hate insurance. It's boring, it's complicated, it's not fun. So, people, that's not an industry that most people want to get in. And I would have never thought that that's what I do.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm passionate about a lot of things, about a lot of people, and it's actually been walking through all the doors that have been opened for me that have
Mhm.
allowed me to get to this spot. This is not where I ever thought I would end up, but it also is because of my work, because of the doors that have opened and me continually saying yes and keeping going forward, that afforded me to be here. And now I know I never want to leave. This is what I want to do. Even on hard days, I think, I'll just go get a job somewhere. But I know that that would only be for a couple of months, so our brain can, just when it gets stressful. But I'm here because I actually walked through all the doors that are opened, and um, realized that these were my skills that I enjoyed working with. And that's how I ended up here.
Well, it's very interesting. A couple of points that you said. Saying yes. It's important to say yes. And of course, you're not just going to be arbitrarily saying yes to everything, but when an opportunity comes along and it is in alignment with your goals and your dreams, and you get that little butterfly feeling in your stomach, that is actually acknowledgement that this is something that is in line for you. This is something that is for you. If it doesn't scare you, it's not a big enough goal or dream. So understand that that is not necessarily a bad feeling that you might feel, those little butterflies in your stomach, but it's actually acknowledgement to say, this is something you should pay attention to.
Yes,
And when you are able to take advantage of those opportunities, which are always all around us, but it's just a matter of what can we see and acknowledge to take advantage of those opportunities. They're around us all the time. There's a song that's on a commercial right now, an insurance commercial actually, that talks about there's a world of opportunities. And they're
yes,
always there, but we aren't able to see them until we're ready. So, part of the purpose of this show is to help get you ready to see the opportunities, because when you can see it, then you can seize it. And that
yes.
way you can take advantage of opportunities. So, Jen, tell us about a little bit more about your business. And we prefaced it with the description of this particular show that many businesses don't get started or don't grow because people are concerned about payroll, taxes, benefits, insurance, what is it called? Comp
Workers' comp.
workers comp. Thank you. And it's one of the things that often keeps people from going into business when they are passionate about something. It's something that often keeps people from growing beyond being a solopreneur or a one person operation, because they don't want to tackle those particular items. So would you share with us some myths that people are under and bust those myths for us to let us know how they can really move forward, grow, and not worry about those things that are blocking them from the success that they desire?
Absolutely, absolutely. So most business owners, we get into our businesses and owning our businesses because we are good at what we do,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're good at what we do, not necessarily being a business owner. That's all something we learn about. If you're in manufacturing, you're great at manufacturing and engineer. I'm not a bookkeeper. I don't manage that stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, but we learn it. We learn it. And as we start to do good, we're passionate about I think you have to keep that passion within you. And so if you start a business or you start on something and you end up growing, in order to keep doing what you do and providing what you provide for
Mm-hmm.
your clients, whatever or whoever your clientele is, in order for you to do that, you then have to bring in support for the things that you're not good at or the things that take your time. For instance, myself hiring my assistant, I can do all the things. I've done them for years, but it takes me away from what I'm good at and what I
Mm-hmm.
really enjoy. And then it actually makes me start to resent some of the stuff that I do because I'm spending too much time in things that I can do, but that's not like what they call is your zone of genius.
Yeah.
That's not my
Mm-hmm.
favorite part. And so I look at it more from what we do wrong, but then we start to slack in our service. Things take longer. There becomes
Mm-hmm.
more problems if we're not hiring someone to take that on for us so that we can go grow more, do more, and be more.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that, as we hire employees and we do that, yes, there are some costs involved. But there are ways to calculate if I bring them on, how much more business can I bring in, all of that stuff. And then people want to belong. They want to be a part of something bigger than just themselves.
Yeah.
And then when they feel that their business owner cares about them and they're
Mm-hmm.
making a difference, they will go to the ends of the earth for you. And sometimes some people just need some extra benefits, something to make them feel safe, for them to feel secure, and they will just keep on going. And there are all kinds of ways and strategies. And that's how I differentiate myself from other brokers and health brokers who do employee benefits. The reality is, you can call any insurance company, give them your date of birth, your zip code,
Yeah.
and they're going to give you the exact same rate.
Mm-hmm.
It's how we strategize them, how we structure the benefits that
Mm-hmm.
could be more beneficial to your company, to your employees, and you really can create some really great things. And some of them you could do at no cost, even to the company. So I think people think, one, it's too expensive, which it's not. If you start, even if you did $1 an hour in a raise versus $1 an hour in benefits, you can do great things for your employees. Whether
Oh,
you're a small company or a big company, you have options. So my goal and what I do is I look and we sit and have a conversation. Where are you at? Where do you want to go? Find some gaps and let's fill them up.
awesome. 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 Well, one of the things that I know that I've heard from many entrepreneurs or those who want to become an entrepreneur is that they don't have the time, they don't have the money, and you've addressed those items. But as a solution, I am aware of organizations that actually will manage all of those components on your behalf for a one fee, monthly fee operation to you as the business owner, and they take care of all of that. Can you talk about that for us?
Yes, there are definitely some organizations that do that. And again, it's about strategy. So sometimes that works out perfectly for yourself. And then sometimes when you get to a certain level, we do got to come out of those. Those are kind of like what they call as PEOs, those types of organizations that take on that way. But lots of actual insurance carriers as well, they recognize the simplicity of that for the business owner, so they do try to mimic that in how they do business as well. So
Mm-hmm.
there are ways that you can get kind of an on-call HR person. There are ways to have the workers' comp be matched to the payroll. There are independent consultants that you can have. So if you don't have an HR person, you do have a consultant who will come do the interviews. You can hire recruiters, all of that stuff. So you can piece out all of this
Yes.
and hire consultants on some. If you're not at that level where you have someone in-house,
Mm-hmm.
there's always definitely strategies. So yes, that definitely helps. And if you've ever tried to hire anyone, posting a job, calling back, interviews, all that stuff, it is very time consuming. So yes, you can parcel it all out and get a one-stop shop, or hire consultants on a onesie, twosie kinds of things here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, there are definitely options for you that do help. Again, no matter the size of your company, small, if you're first employee, you've got 15, you got 1,500, there are always options for you.
That is an awesome response. Thank you so very much for clarifying that, because I know that's a big wall or hurdle that many people mentally have to get over, that I don't have to do it all myself. And
Yes.
there are those who are expert in those things, and no better time than now, because there are many people who have been working from home and they figured out, wow, this is okay. I wouldn't mind doing this as my own business. They have the knowledge, they have the expertise, and they can now still work their 9 to 5 job, but now they can use that additional time that they might have been using for commuting an hour or two each way, and put that into their own business and start driving their own passions and using that expertise to serve other entrepreneurs that are just getting started, maybe just like them.
Yes.
So I encourage you, there's no better time than now. And the best part is that you don't necessarily have to look like a little guy. You can look just like the big guys, because right now everything is virtual and everybody's on a level playing field. So no better time than now to get started, get your toe in the water, get your foot in the water, jump right in and get started in your own passion business, starting small and growing, even part-time. I did it. Jen did it. I did it, crossing over from a corporate job to entrepreneurship. And I did it part-time while still working full-time, and eventually transitioned. And once you get a taste for the first time you get paid from a client who values what you have to offer and what you've done for them, and you've done it at your best, and you've done it with passion and fervor, there's no other feeling like it, is it, Coach Jen?
No, I remember I went in for a review and so many people had left. I'd take on so many roles. I was now doing the role of 5 people, and I was told I was too good at what I do, so I don't get to get promoted. And I was like, what? You mean if I slack off like everyone else, then I can get promoted because I'm good at what I do? Then I don't. And that has stuck with me for a very long time, because I worked so hard and did so good is why I actually got stuck where I was at. And that was not acceptable to me. And so, yes, and you're exactly right. And being small, and even in this time, the way that we're good at our businesses is generally you're finding a problem and you're solving it.
Exactly.
You find a problem, you solve it, you are God's next greatest gift. That's what we're here to do, is to solve problems. So when you solve it, there is always a need. You will always be needed. And as small companies right now, and I even heard this even in stocks and investments, the smaller you are, the quicker you can pivot, the quicker you can make things. When you've got something super large, there's a lot of channels, a lot of red tape to go through. So you definitely can make that. So you're absolutely right. It does not matter your size. And sometimes smaller is actually beneficial.
Absolutely, because if you are just starting out and you find others who are just starting out as well, then you're safe for them and they're safe for you, because they're not expecting a huge organization. They may not be able to afford a huge organization, but they could feel comfortable starting out with you, and you can feel comfortable starting out with them. So it's a great match. Just find who you could solve a problem with. As Coach Jen said, find who you can solve a problem for, and develop your track record one by one. It starts with one. It
Yep.
just starts with one. And when you have a great relationship, that person becomes a testimonial for you, and it just continues from there. Because like people know other like people like them
Yes.
who have the same problems and need the
Yes.
same solutions, and they will likely refer you. So, with that, I want to thank Coach Jen for being here and busting the myths regarding HR management and all the things that typically tend to keep persons back from starting or growing their business. Coach Jen, how can anyone get in contact with you if they'd like to know more?
Yes. So my business is Our Benefits Coach. So you can go to ourbenefitscoach.com. Our phone number is there, our email address, and on social media, I'm Coach Jen Perera.
Coming up with a little banner for you to be able to see her website, ourbenefitscoach.com. You'll
Yep.
catch Coach Jen there, and you can ask all your questions. And what if someone is in another state or another country? Can you just give some advice, a coaching session? What would you provide for someone who's not in your local area?
Yes, absolutely. So we do help people nationwide as far as the United States, and even outside of the country. If you had questions, you can go ahead and schedule a strategy session, and I will do that complimentary for you, just so you can ask questions, clarify. And I think that one of the things that I love about what I do is that I'm able to help give information so people can make better educated decisions.
Awesome.
So anything I can help with, a strategy session, complimentary to you. My email is coachjen at ourbenefitscoach.com. Let me know, and I will schedule some time with you.
Well, thank you so much, Coach Jen. You are truly making a difference in the world, helping people to not only have the benefits that they need and deserve, but helping business owners to provide them to the people they work with. So I would love to thank you all for being a part of this episode of The Difference Makers. We're here again every Thursday over there, every Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time. And if you know a difference maker, please share them with me so I can share them with the world. And again, I'm your host, Jacqueline Grant, with our guest for this week, Coach Jen Perera. And you make a difference to me, so make a difference to others. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.